So in a recent video, you saw that we purchased a new to us RV, but it was definitely not new. And in part of that process, we had an RV inspection done. And that's what today's video is about, so stay tuned.
Welcome back everyone, Julie and Marc here from RV Love, and as you saw from our last video, we're pretty excited about our 1999 Country Coach Intrigue that we recently purchased. But as part of that process, of course, we didn't just go in and buy the RV without going through some due diligence first. We're really particular about what we were looking and shopping for, and as you would know from what we shared in the last video and also in the related blog post, there were a lot of criteria, and of course, before we were ready to sign on the dotted line, we wanted to make sure that CC checked all of the boxes.
But then when we originally tried to film this the day of the inspection, but there was really difficult filming conditions, and so if you hang on to the end of the video, there's going to be quite a few bloopers there for you.
You definitely want to hang around for that. So anytime you're buying a used RV, you're not always entirely sure what you're getting into, and that's something that, while we really are big fans of buying used RVs, it's a really great way to save money on your RV purchase and also buy a coach that a previous owner has spent some time working through the bugs and the issues that are inevitable with new RVs. We knew that we were going to have to spend some money on some repairs and upgrades and things like that. Of course, you know, we're very excited about an upcoming makeover that we'll be doing. But of course, before we sign on the dotted line, we wanted to be sure that CC was mechanically sound and was going to be a coach that was worth us spending the time and the effort and the money into upgrading her and making the repairs to make her our new home on wheels.
Yeah, and as full-time RVers for over 4 years, we had already done an inspection and had found quite a few things that we knew we were going to need to address.
Like tires and batteries were obvious ones.
Tires and batteries were obvious ones. Chunk out of the tire there.
Oh boy.
Definitely want a new tire. And we also spotted a couple other little minor things, but I also was really looking forward to having a professional inspector to have the diagnostic tools to look at things much more thoroughly.
So you can see what's called paint checking here. Not uncommon in these older coaches, especially on the darker colours.
Now keep in mind that this is a very high level and just brief parts of the inspection. The inspection process, you need to allow for a few hours for this to take place. To thoroughly test the RV, you need to have the ability to hook it up to electricity and to water.
Or at least fill your tank, so you can test all of the holding tanks and the dumping tanks as well, and your water heater. The way we look at it, buying just about any RV is still a pretty significant amount of money for most people, and so it may seem like spending that money may be unnecessary up front, but the way we look at it is it could help you avoid a really bad purchasing decision, or it could help you make a really great purchasing decision, can give you a list of all of the most important things that need addressing and give you an idea of what that's going to cost you, and it can also help with your negotiating position when it comes to actually coming down to the final price, because when you've got a very clear list, an inspection report in hand, you've got some pretty good legs to stand on when it comes to coming down to a price that you want to pay. So we booked our RV inspection through Premier RV Inspections. It was really easy to do online. They've got inspectors all around the country, and pretty soon we had confirmation of an inspector in our area, which was Tucson at the time, that was able to be booked and come out and take a look at CC, and that happened in pretty short order so that we could make this transaction happen pretty quickly.
So what type of inspection you're going to have depends on the kind of RV you're looking to inspect. So regardless of RVs, you're going to be inspecting the 120 volt systems and appliances, the generator, the LP gas systems or propane and appliances, freshwater systems including the drainage of those systems, audio, video, TV, satellite, and any other electrical items such as washer, dryer, dishwasher, garbage disposal, stuff like that. We'll also be looking at the exterior of the vehicle, several photos detailing the RV with specific areas of concern, whether it be paint, decals, or any delamination with the fiberglass. Now, if you're a motorhome, of course, there are going to be some additional things to inspect. They're going to be inspecting all the fluid levels for the engine, transmission, and coolant, etc. We'll also be doing a road test, which will have the engine operation, transmission, and how it feels when it's driving, and of course, the suspension and braking systems. Today, we're test driving a 1999 Country Coach Intrigue, which was one of the higher end country coaches back in the day. It's not a Magna or an Affinity, but this is a really nice coach. You can really feel the plantedness of it. And this has the 350 horse, but it's a big block, so it actually has 1,300 foot-pounds of torque. So with this 40-footer, it's a lot of power for this coach.
So today we're going to take you through our professional RV inspection experience and show you what kind of things they go through, what they look at, and what kind of things they came up with for CC. But if it's something that you're looking at doing, buying a used RV, you could learn a lot from what is covered in this video today. So I hope you enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Marc.
Hey, great to meet you. What are we going to be doing? What's the inspection process like?
Our inspection process is we'll follow a guide here basically to determine the condition of the coach from that.
Right.
So we'll record everything down as we're going through and make sure that we've got everything written down and can present the customer with a thorough inspection.
Sounds great. Let's jump in.
All right, let's do it.
All right, cool.
Upon inspection of our tires, we're noticing that this has got 295/75Rs on it, and this coach should have 275/70s on it, front and rear. It would be my recommendation that probably go back to the original tire size, although this is okay because the tire is rated at a heavier weight capacity. So somebody's put a bigger tire on. I'm not sure exactly why they did that, but at least they didn't underrate you with a smaller tire. The tread pattern, when you're looking at these, you can kind of see that it's crowned slightly, and that usually means that the tire's overinflated for the weight load that's on it. And so it's a little heavier. It may cause a little more buck or hop or louder noise coming from the front end as you're going across, like junctions in the road, maybe difference between asphalt and concrete. Notice we're right at just about at the full mark. So the mark is right, that's your full mark, and it's just below, which is very normal. It's gravity fed, so if you were to come out early in the morning before you were leaving your spot,
right,
and you check your oil and you're down, you can open the valve and it'll gravity flow down into the case to get you extra oil.
No kidding. So this is additional oil overflow. Right?
Yes. This is power steering, and it controls the hydraulic fan controller. So it's full. If this would be really light,
okay,
that would mean your coolant level is below the sight glass. So since it's expanded into the tank, it's covering the whole thing there. So it's a little bit dark.
Okay. The belts look good to you?
You got one right here that's starting to dry rot.
Okay.
So, and you can see some checking and cracking here. So I would do belts on it. It's only 2, and it's good insurance.
Yep.
So the transmission we'll test on the test drive, because we need to have the engine and transmission at operating temperature in order to test that on the touch panel. So we'll do a load test on the batteries real quick. So since these are both tied together, 440 RC. So I got to increase the cold cranking amps. So they're 14, so each, I'm going to hit them at 2,900. And we'll see what happens. 67%. It wants us to recharge them and retest them again. These are wet lead acid maintenance-free decas.
Right.
But
okay.
they're old, and it's an automotive post instead of a spade.
Right. Okay. So less than ideal there.
Yep. So we have 120 volts.
And that's when the Jenny's running, but when we had it on the inverter, there was nothing.
Right.
So
Nothing. So we have microwaves on, running here. So let's turn on our air conditioners. So this one's cooling.
Right, so you've got it.
You can see your temperature dropping. So as soon as that front compressor fires, it should be good.
Yeah, about froze us out of here the other day on the test drive.
Did it? That's good though.
Yeah, it is good.
-4. And 30.
That's set at number 3 though. You could turn it up, right?
Yeah, we could turn it up, but it's well within parameters.
Yep.
So we have no output from the inverter. Burners all work good. You got good flame. But your flame is, it's a little bit yellow at the top. That's about the best we can get that one adjusted and running.
Nice and hot.
You need to have the engine running in order to run the room. The window open, you feel that air coming through the window.
Check area around slide out. Close exterior part below slide out.
I really like how smooth that works.
Works well. Feel how hard and stiff that front end is. You're locked the lock there. Too big of tires.
That's what I thought too. You agree that you think the tires are limiting my turn angle, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what I felt when I drove it the other day. I thought, you know what? It doesn't feel like it's turning as sharp as a DP should. So
Touchpad doesn't respond very well either.
that was kind of a lame installation of a TV. They don't have any bracket that holds it in place when you're driving. So
that's crazy.
That is crazy.
So these are kind of some concerns here.
Yeah.
It's definitely had a water leak right here.
Yep. Because you can see the water, the wood all broken up.
Yeah. So that kind of concerns me. But if you put a residential in here, it's not going to matter because you're going to take all that flooring out anyway. So you can drop it down.
Oh, is it need to? It's going to need the height.
I just did one last week. We know it was firing. You could hear it running. It's heating hot water. Looks like the T-stats have been changed. I don't see anything burnt, no cobwebs. It's got a fairly new igniter board on it. Cool. Generator.
Hey, look, there's water leaking now.
So we've got a little bit coming out of the tank there. So
right. Once we added water into the gray tank, now we're starting to see a little bit of water leaking from the valve.
So it probably needs to have 2 new knife valves put in.
Right.
That should be your gen there.
Yeah.
That's a Power Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the PTS was a good generator. They got away from it because it was louder than some of the other ones and started going to the Onan.
Right.
You know, so the Onan quiet diesels kind of took over.
Yeah.
This is a good generator.
Cool.
These run a long time.
It does have some rust here you saw too.
Yeah, and you see all the surface rust and that's pretty normal.
Yeah. Normal on these.
I don't think it's all the way through, is it? No, that's just paint.
So at the end of that inspection, of course, we had a list of things that we knew we needed to address or decide if we wanted to proceed with the purchase of CC, but because it was such a great price, we were able to actually use that report to help with our negotiating. Well, Mark used that to help. He did the negotiation.
And I did. That was actually very valuable during the negotiation process. And it was also great to have a clear list of things that we knew we were going to address and the priority of those things. And so one of the first things we wanted to do was replace those tires as soon as possible.
You wanted to give her an oil change, change the belts, replace the batteries, replace the inverter. What else was there?
Needed to replace the blade valves or knife valves in the plumbing area because those tanks were leaking.
But nothing too crazy. I mean, we were fully expecting to replace batteries and tires on just about any used RV we're going to buy, but just a few other things helped with the negotiating process, helped us score a great deal on our CC, and really made it worthwhile knowing that we're going to be investing some money in this coach as we do some upgrades and makeovers over the coming months and throughout 2018. Another advantage of a completed inspection on a used RV is that you then automatically qualify for an extended service warranty or an extended service contract on your RV if that's something you're thinking about getting. So yeah, it definitely was a really worthwhile experience. Learned a lot more about the RV and some of the issues than we had initially identified, and gave us the peace of mind to go ahead, negotiate a deal and make CC our own. We're personally big advocates of getting a professional RV inspection, so we're going to put links to all of these down in the description below. We hope you found this video helpful and educational as you embark on your own journey for shopping for and buying an RV. So let us know, what has your experience been with an RV inspection? Do you get them done on your RV? Have you thought about it? Are you shopping for an RV and maybe on the fence? So if you've got any questions, put them down below. Be happy to answer them for you. Thanks for watching today. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and let us know what you think down in the comments below. Of course, click that bell button to get notifications of all new videos from RV Love. We've got a ton coming up for you. And until next time, we'll see you on the road. And don't forget to hang around for the bloopers.
And it's been so much noise here. And my gosh, there's so much noise here. Glad to finally be done with my intro, because I've been working on the intro for about an hour. Cars and RVs driving through here constantly. There's a dump station, there's a propane filling station, RVs coming in and out of bay, forklifts dragging stuff around. The train track about 25 yards from here that's had not one, not two, not three, but 4 trains go by in this hour. There's been multiple planes flying overhead. Now there's someone doing a pressure washer on an RV. Pretty much any noise you can imagine has been happening here, but I'm ready to go jump into this inspection with all the technology upgrades that they've been putting in more recent years. But